I'm back with our first episode of our mini-series where I'll be talking about everything there is to know about the types of employment as well as their advantages and disadvantages. When applying for a job, you're able to select from a variety of types of employment. This choice can depend on your age, whether or not you're in school, why you want a job and the position you're applying for. For example, if you're a school student who wants a job just to earn a bit of money and get a bit of experience, you're not going to want to apply for a full-time job. Whereas if you're a uni student who's just graduated, you're probably going to want to look for a full-time job because you're basically an adult and need your own money. Now let's take a look at the types of employment as well as their advantages and disadvantages. The first type of employment we're going to take a look at is casual. A casual role consists of being employed on an hourly basis without access to entitlements, such as long service leave or sick leave, but receive extra pay to compensate for the lack of entitlements. The advantages of having a casual job include not having to work full-time hours, which allows you to explore other avenues of interest. You may be employed on higher hourly rates than other staff to cover for lack of entitlements and lack of security. You have the ability to decrease or increase your hours. You can work on the weekend, in the afternoon, whatever suits you best as long as you outline it when you're applying for the job, and you will be offered work available only at these times. While having a casual job is fantastic, there are also disadvantages. These include not having regular work, which means not having a regular income. You have no leave entitlements, and you might have to take work even when it's inconvenient for you. This is because the nature of casual employment means that you're required to work on very little notice. The next type of employment is part-time. A part-time job requires you to work regular hours but fewer per week than full-time employees and receive entitlements on a pro rata basis. This is a proportion of normal full-time benefits related to the hours worked, which is less than full-time. The first advantage of a part-time job is flexibility. As the employee works less than a full-time day, they still have time to attend school, care for family members, recover for illnesses, volunteer, or even have a second job. People working less than half a day also have the option of working in the morning, afternoon, or evening. Around Christmas time and other busy periods, the worker may get asked to work longer, which will increase their earnings. Another benefit of having a part-time job is that if the worker is sick, they are able to ask another part-time worker because the work is the same and they are able to complete it for them. The disadvantages of having a part-time job include not receiving benefits such as health insurance, sick leave, holiday pay, or vacations. And if times are bad, they're more likely to get cut from the job than full-time workers, and it may affect study times. The next type of employment is full-time. In a full-time job, you generally work 38 hours a week and have continuing employment with a range of entitlements. The advantages of having a full-time job include having more vacation, holiday, and sick days than part-time workers. You aren't guaranteed a promotion but definitely have more of a chance than part-time workers, and companies offer insurance benefits. You'll have a fixed schedule with specific working hours so you can plan things around that and things won't get changed around. And your employer will provide you with a fixed salary on a weekly or monthly basis. The biggest disadvantage of having a full-time job is that sticking with one employer can make you robotic and not consider other options. It also may stop you from realising your true potential. A 9-to-5 job can really make you feel like you're working inside a box, and your resume may be boring and lack various experiences. Next, we have self-employment. This is where an individual works for themselves, which is pretty self-explanatory. The advantages of this is that you can work your own hours and it only has to suit you. You can work anywhere in the world, including your own home or even overseas. And small businesses can simply run off just a mobile phone, computer, and internet access. Being self-employed allows you to have more control on your income. You can't complain that you should be getting paid more because it's your responsibility. This might make you work harder because there's more correlation between your effort and your income, which is a positive. And you're able to do what you love without being bossed around by your boss. The disadvantages of being self-employed is that time not working is time not earning. This will make taking time off less enjoyable. There may be a possibility of irregular pay due to periods being busy and others being not so busy. You don't get sick pay, annual leave, or any company benefits, and it can be very lonely and isolating when working by yourself. Last but certainly not least is voluntary and unpaid work. This is where an individual